All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High and His only begotten Son, called Layamlah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, root and teach well. Wabarakathum, unto the hopeful elect. All right, now today through the Spirit is going to be a quick lesson, in the news, and just, giving insight on these different things happening around the world. Because these things that are prophesied of are happening, right? The things in the book are just happening right in front of our faces, man. There's like it's like we're still in the beginning of the sorrows, but it's here though. All right, it's not gonna get better, according to prophecy. It's prophesied to get worse, but this is a famine that's been going on over there, and I believe this is East Africa. All right. Yep, northeastern Africa. It says prolonged drought brings famine and death and fear to Somalia. All right, let's go back. Let's see. Deaths from famine, Somalia. Let me see if we can get it. It says so many children dying. Drought brings famine. Catastrophic hunger levels leave 500,000 children at risk of dying. It says 500,000 children could die because of the famine, which is what the Lord prophesied of, great death, famines, right? And it's because of what? A drought, which really a lot of these different events. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is allowing Esau Edom to, to push forward his agenda through these different things. He's gonna fix famine. He's gonna try and fix global warming. He's gonna try and fix the population and all that stuff, which is not gonna happen. But that's the way the Lord is having it set up, orchestrating it, so Esau can seem as being that salvation when really it's not gonna come through him. And also, this whole infrastructure that's built up by Esau Edom is gonna be destroyed, and that's what we're seeing. That's why all these plagues are happening. Let's go into 2 Esdras 16 real quick. 2 Esdras 16 verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth, which they're kindled. They're gonna go all around the earth. You see, plague means like a smite or wound, and that's what the Lord is doing to the economy, to this whole kingdom's infrastructure, right? But the ultimate plague is going to be those missiles. But really, the Lord is using these plagues to affect the nation of Israel, because Esau, he's doing what he do. It doesn't matter if there's a drought or anything like that, because Esau, speaking about these top, echelon, Edomites, they're not being affected by these things. They have shit ton of gain and land. They're good. They can easily evacuate. They're perfectly fine. But as for the regular people, they're being affected by these different plagues, like these droughts, these hurricanes, and all these things of that sort. The water being contaminated, right? It says the fire is kindled and it shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth, right? And this thing is not going to lighten up. It's going to get worse. It says, like as an archer, which is shot of a mighty archer, returning not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again, right? And this is Ezra, we're seeing visions of these things that we're living in now. It says, woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. So basically, Ezra was seeing the same thing. Really, that's how you know Yahweh Shai and the prophets of Nu. They paid attention to the old books, the Apocrypha. All right, and you had Old Testament prophecy saying the same thing. They all went into that, and ultimately, it also shows they were on the same accord. Because this is the same thing Yahweh Shai spoke of in Matthew 24. This is the same things that you see quoted throughout the scriptures, and by John the Revelator. Right? It says the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, the power shall stand in great fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Evil means bad times, which that's what we're seeing happening. It says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. So it's sent as like a a judgment or a punishment, for all this wickedness. That's why the Lord is bringing all these plagues, doing all these evil things, because he's punishing the nation of Israel. All right, it says, but for all these things they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be mindful of the scourges. Right, so you're not gonna turn at this correction. And what's going to cause that to be? Let's jump down 2 verses. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish in famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So we see this little famine we're seeing right here in East Africa. It's gonna get worldwide. Okay, this war is gonna cause famine that we're finna go through. Right, and then you have, the Lord simply just making stuff happen. Like, one way you see famine is gonna happen is because Esau is creating it. Esau is having a lot of these farmers destroy their crops, and stop growing stuff. Right, then you're seeing a lot of natural, which really the Lord is doing that. Floods and, things that are causing water to be contaminated. The Lord is doing those things. So it's really just the Lord having prophecy being set up. Right, let's get this though. It says global, this is August 15th. It's a little bit older. It says global food insecurity and famine from reduced crop marine fishery and livestock production due to climate and disruption from nuclear war suit injection. Let's get that. All right, let's get definition of that real quick. Suit loadings. Let's see. All right, suit loading. So it says the suit loading can be determined by the internal stored clean state of a DPF pressure from a pressure drop calculated in real-time engine control units. So it's basically speaking on the interior of that technology. It's talking about basically the interior of that technology. So yeah, that which we already seen this happen in past times as well. But let's read some of it in this news article. It says atmospheric suit landings from nuclear weapon detonation, so like basically it erupting, would disrupt the Earth's climate, limiting terrestrial and aquatic food production. Here we use climate, crop, and fishery models to escape the impacts arising from 6 scenarios of stratigraphic suit injection. It says the total food calories available in each nation post-war after stored food is consumed. And it's basically going to go on. I want to jump down here. It says we estimate that more than 2 million people could die from nuclear war between India and Pakistan, and more than 5 billion could die between 5 billion could die between war between the United States and Russia, underlining the importance of global cooperation in nuclear war. So basically, you see, you already know that, if this war pops off, it's going to be mass and great death, but it's actually going to be worse than this because they have missiles like that Satan missile that could fuck up, that could just destroy a couple of states with one, right? So the scriptures prophesy of there being shot countless amount of missiles. Okay, 200 million missiles, man, in this place. So that means this place is gonna be wiped out. America or Babylon the Great, which means the death rate is gonna be way more than 5 billion. But even at the beginning stages of war, it's gonna cause famine because the trade is gonna be not happening as it's supposed to. Then a lot of stuff is gonna be supposed to be going to the so-called, military. So we already know that families will happen. This article was like speaking of something. Had more meaning. I thought it was. It had stuff that I was thinking. I was thinking it was gonna go into a certain way. But this actually went into when the war actually happens. See, so hey, that's prophecy too. World War III. See, but you see that. Let's see. You go back. Let's see. And we're seeing these things happening, man. I want to go into 2 Esdras 15 real quick, and I got a couple articles on that. This is 2 Esdras 15 and verse 14. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. It's nothing good coming to this planet Earth. We see World War III is getting ready to happen, which we just went into a little bit of how, damaging a nuclear war would be to the whole world, man. All that death. You know what I'm saying? Everything, this shit is done. Then we looked at how we looked into this famine, which the Lord's gonna bring famine to America. Babylon the Great. He's gonna bring famine to the whole world. Right? Then we're seeing what? We're seeing all these plagues being sent to all these different so-called sicknesses, which a lot of them are created. It's all still at the end of the day judgment. The Fruit Loop monkey being out. You have the Crown Vic, and you got all these different plagues that are killing people. Where the Lord's doing that, and it's not gonna get better. It's not gonna lighten up. Right? It says, "For the sword and destruction draweth nigh, straight evils." And then the main sword or instrument to destroy the Lord is going to use is those missiles. That smith he created, that bloweth coals in the fire, that glittering sword. See, that so many names, that great mills. It's so many names for the missiles, man, all throughout the scriptures. That's the Lord's getting. That's going to be the main plague or main destruction on this place, man. It says, "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And a lot of people are protesting because of stuff happening like over there in let me go to it. Okay. Iran. Yep, it's over in Iran. People are protesting because the Iranian soldiers fucking them people up, man. Just knocking people out, and they're protesting over it. See, it says this because a woman's son died. You got this going on. Wait, let me go back. Just look at the picture. You got stuff like this going on over there. That's uproars and insurrections of the people. Right? Why Iranian protesters chant "woman in light" this 2 days ago. Right? You're seeing all types of crazy stuff that people are going crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's all prophecy. People rising up against this place because this place is done. Right? The Lord has this whole world fumbling. He's bringing straight conflict. They say he's coming out to bring peace, but a sword. He's going to make people go against each other. Mainly, in a deeper sense, these nations, which is going to lead to World War III. But you have you have the infighting. Right? These soldiers killing people, and now they're protesting. See? So, let's read it, though. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and in the course of their power, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power." That's what you're seeing happening. They don't give a shit about it being those military or National Guard. These people are still protesting. Right? But guess what it's going to lead to? 2 Esdras 15 and 17. "A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able." Now, you've already seen this happen countless times, but it's going to happen in a main large scale soon because Esau is going to try and make it set up where you're not going to be able to do anything unless you bow down unto him. And he's going to use military, his force to do that. Military force to do that, which he's always done in the past. Under the Grecian Empire, the Roman Empire, they used that force to make you bow down. They start killing people, tossing you in little concentration camps and stuff of that sort. That's how Esau roll. And he's getting ready to do that when he wants to push out that Revelation 13 and 16. But we're seeing small baby steps of it right now. Right? Let's see. You see, they going on lockdown. That's gonna be a man. That's a man desiring to go into the city as well. China did their little lockdown for the Crown Vic, but we have a lockdown coming here in over here in Babylon the Great. because they declare a state of emergency for that polio. And then you still have the monkey, the Fruit Loop monkey. Then the crown ain't went away yet. There's still all these plagues, and then there's all these different things. There's these climate type issues. Eventually, they're gonna lock this thing down. So that's getting ready to happen too. And what we can't forget about these blackouts over there in Bangladesh. Power restored in Bangladesh after 96 million suffered blackouts. They had blackouts over there. Now, if you watch that movie, American Blackout, you see the damaging effects that a blackout causes. You can't use your cards to pull money off and all that. You have to trade things you have just to get, it gets real bad. It gets real crazy. People start doing this, as we just read in Second Esdras. People start coming against each other because it's a scarcity of goods. Because of the lack of, what is it? Let's go to it. Let's go down. Second Esdras 15:19. When blackouts happen, this is what that leads to. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for great tribulation. Tribulation means difficulty, straits, or perils, and that's what's going to happen whenever, because that's going to happen here in America. We already seen it happen in winter one time, but it was at a small scale. It didn't go for a long time, but we already know that they already said it was supposed to happen. But really, it'll be worse if it happened during the winter, which, these damn devils, they have been kind of hinting out some bad things coming this winter. So don't be surprised if it does happen, because Esau is trying to push forward his agenda. He got to create chaos in order for him to look as the solution. And I can skip out of this article. Need that one. But lastly, I want to end off with this, man. This is Ezekiel 7, and I'm starting from the top, and I'm going to jump down to verse 25. Right? It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, this is speaking to Ezekiel, also, thou son of man, thus said the Lord Yahweh in the land of Israel, unto the land of Israel. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. Right? So guess what? What do the scriptures say? Nothing new is under the sun. So the way the Lord would because the Lord had Ezekiel doing what we doing. When the Lord was bringing judgment amongst the nation of Israel, he had Ezekiel go and warn them and be like as to a watchman unto them to blow the trumpet. But they didn't want to take heed, so that's what caused the Lord to jack us up. Got our ass tossed in captivity. See? But this is gonna repeat itself. Just like the overall general message right here is going to repeat itself. And this time it says, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense all thee thine abominations. Which that's why all this judgment is happening to you Israelites, because you're doing all types of abominable things, being Fruit Loops, right? Wearing opposite gender clothings, eating unclean foods. Those are all abominations, right? Worshiping other gods. See, doing all types of things that are disgusting and evil, the Lord not taking pleasure in, man. Woman not respecting the ordinance that the Lord has set up. All this stuff is abominable to the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And this place that we're living in, America, is the mother of abominations, the birther of all these damn abominations. So that's why the Lord is going to destroy it so greatly. And that's prophecy. It says, mine eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I'll recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. We're in that time period. Judgment coming into the house of the Heavenly Father. See, which is really the Israelites, but guess what? He's starting with those that know the Israelites. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, in evil, and only evil, behold, is come. That's all bad times. It says, the end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. That's where we at. We're in the end. We're in the end of this kingdom, the end of Esau, Edom, the end of this wickedness, man. Right? But let's jump down to 7 and verse 25. But this is the mentality of these people here. And it doesn't matter, because guess what? Ezekiel 7 and 25, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. It's not going to be no peace to come onto this planet Earth, man. It's only going to get worse. Right? So you better get with the program, man, or die. But anyways, hey, Lord will, this was edifying. I'm going to end it off by saying, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Radash. Till next time, Shalom.